Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Taylor. I'm the Digital Editorial Program Manager here at Information Week. And as we get closer to our May 4th launch day, excitement around our upcoming virtual event titled IT Automation in 2023, Enabling Innovation and Efficiency, presented by Information Week and IT Pro Today, continues to build. I can promise you all that you won't want to miss this incredible event and the lineup of speakers that we have planned for our audience. Today, I'm sitting down with Shalin Jyotishi, Senior Program Manager at Burning Glass Institute. Shalin will be our featured keynote speaker presenting during our opening session titled Using Security Automation to Solve Workforce Shortages, Alert Fatigue, and more. And so I would like to welcome all of you to our speaker spotlight conversation. This is a space where we'll allow our featured keynote speakers to introduce themselves and also give us a small preview of what to expect from their presentations next month during our event. And so to begin, Shaylin, would you just give us some insight into your extensive background and tell us a little bit more about some of the work that you've been doing in your career up until this point?
Absolutely, Brandon, and thank you very much for having me. Well, my mission is to solve public problems where the workforce, technological innovation, and education intersect. And squarely within that intersection sits automation and how it affects workers and employers and the entire ecosystem around the future of work and the future of learning. So my background began in the science and technology policy space. I cut my teeth at the University of Michigan and at the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, really thinking about how we go about funding science and technology and translating the fruits of those funding investments into products and opportunities that benefit people. I then moved into the workforce space at the Association of Public and Land Grant Universities, where I actually got to work more midstream in thinking about the implications of science and technology investments on the workforce from the standpoint of education. And it's really in this area of sort of thinking about how public universities and private universities and nonprofits and all sorts of training providers intersect with technological innovation that I became really interested in this question of automation and how it could be maximized to sort of benefit workers and employers while minimizing the risks for both of those parties. And it's that through line that brought me to New America and the World Economic Forum, where I had the pleasure of launching a project that is specifically looking at how workplace technologies like the ones we'll be discussing during the conference can be a win-win for employers and workers by emphasizing both cost savings and productivity increases, as well as job quality improvements for workers. That work really defines my lens here at Burning Glass Institute. We're a nonprofit research organization situated at the intersection of the future of work and future of learning. So it really comes together for me in coming sort of drawing from my beginnings and then coming full circle here in thinking about how workplace tech can really be a win-win for all involved.
Very well said, Shaylin. So in our upcoming virtual event, you'll be our featured keynote speaker and one of the first voices that we'll hear in our opening session for the webinar titled Using Security Automation to Solve Workforce Shortages, Alert Fatigue, and more. And so as a fellow at the World Economic Forum, what topic are you most excited about covering within your presentation and why?
I think over the past several years, automation has been a very black and white conversation. I mean, this has been true at the World Economic Forum. It's been true in media headlines. And from what I gather from conversations with, folks in the field, it's been the reality on the ground. Automation either eliminates jobs and results in cost savings and productivity increases for employers, or it's sort of not a threat and it's non-existent and we're not going to have automation widespread. There's sort of been this all in none or none mentality that we've had in the automation debate. I think it was last year that the conversation really got more nuanced and folks started understanding that most workers are experiencing workplace automation really in the form of worker augmentation, new technologies changing existing jobs rather than outright eliminating them, as many experts and pundits and researchers predicted 5 to 10 years ago. So our work at the World Economic Forum is really trying to get at that nuance of how workplace tech can benefit workers and improve labor force participation, alleviate shortages, improve job quality, while also moving the needle on some of the more traditional metrics that we've used to guide our decision making around automation, saving money, improving productivity, and setting the business up for long-term competitiveness. I think ChatGPT and similar developments have really catapulted this previously relatively sleepy technical conversation into the world spotlight, and I think that's why this topic is so exciting. So I'm looking forward to diving in with our audience.
Yes, and we're definitely looking forward to hearing more about some of your experiences and also just your expertise and how it can be practically applied by everyone that'll be viewing within the audience. And so you've also served on advisory boards at the United States National Science Foundation, the MIT Science Policy Review, and the United Nations International Telecommunications Union, amongst various other boards within your background. Then you've also been an editorial Forbes contributor covering workforce and education innovation. So what has been your favorite professional experience thus far and why?
That's a tricky question, Brandon. I think every professional experience I've had the opportunity to participate in has contributed to who I am today. I think a couple of through lines out of all of those experiences that I might flag up. I mean, the first is really being able to convert data and complicated, nuanced research into compelling, persuasive stories that resonate with people, that really motivate people to act on findings. And that's, I think, speaking to my role at Forbes and being both a researcher and strategist in the education, workforce, tech innovation ecosystem, but also a storyteller of some of those ideas. I think the skill of storytelling is both timely and timeless, even with tools like ChatGPT occupying our headline space. The other thing, thinking on some of the advisory committee roles you listed, is just the power of relationships. And I've been so grateful to have met so many interesting thinkers and doers, some who I agree with very much, and some who I agree with none at all. And regardless of perspective, being able to speak and learn from knowledgeable, well-meaning sort of thinkers and doers, whether they're researchers in the background or frontline workers experiencing lived experiences of workplace technologies, I've really benefited greatly from those kinds of roles. And that's why I continue to join them is, you have to be able to work with folks in the field doing the work. You can't just hide away in, an ivory tower, doing research and using data and sort of being amongst yourselves. So, those two skills I think I'd cite as being most valuable from the kinds of experiences you listed there. So a little bit of a cop-out answer in terms of a favorite, but nonetheless.
I'm sure it's hard to choose one, and like I've touched on numerous times already, you've got a very extensive background, and so I'm sure I echo everybody in the audience when we say that we're very excited to have you, Shalin, and we look forward to getting to learn a little bit more about you and your expertise again in this upcoming virtual event. And so, in closing, Shalin, I just want to thank you for your time today, and again, we look forward to watching your keynote presentation on May the 4th. Beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern. titled Using Security Automation to Solve Workforce Shortages, Alert Fatigue, and more. This keynote session will open our upcoming virtual event titled IT Automation in 2023, Enabling Innovation and Efficiency. Again, this virtual event will be presented by Information Week and IT Pro Today. And again, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern with a full lineup of sessions, panel speakers, and topics. I can promise you that you all will not want to miss this incredible event and agenda that we have planned for our audience. So make sure to register for our live webinar at the link within the description box below this video. And again, my name is Brandon Taylor for Information Week, and this has been our Speaker Spotlight conversation with Shalin Jyotishi. And we look forward to speaking with you all soon. Thank you.